research, never stop learning. Find trusted experts that are out there. As I mentioned, I continue to read different things and different prescribed approaches to this challenge that we face. Establish a threat assessment program. Again, it's obviously has to be endorsed at the highest levels, and you have to codify that in policy and some type of governance to protect your organization. And I think training and awareness is twofold these days. I think you have to have a training and awareness program that is not only for your entire employee base, but I think you have to have in-depth training and awareness for those that are involved or may come across different types of threats in your organization. And that could be HR, it could be legal, it's definitely your managers and your leaders. I've often said that if you have active leaders in your organization, your security program will be 1,000 times more effective. Your frontline leaders are your sort of first line of defense. And so organizations I've been a part of in the past, we've ascribed to sort of this methodology or this philosophy of trying to create sensors of every employee. So at the first line of defense is that manager or that supervisor. When these cases happen, I'll read the case study. I'll read as much as I can about the individual, and I'll try to highlight different types of indicators that existed throughout the individual's persona, whether different types of phases of their life. And then I'll take those, and as I mentioned, I'll look at, okay, in my security program, how would I gain this type of information? How would I know that Devin Kelly or Aaron Alexis has anger management issues? Well, that's probably going to be reported to HR or to a supervisor. And so I try to put a mechanism in place to receive that type of information. How would I know about domestic violence? Well, that may be something that I may not be able to get unless someone shares that. A coworker is aware of that, or maybe I have access to reporting from local PDs or posting of arrests that are made or people that are indicted for certain things. Again, suicidal ideation, that really gets back to first line of defense type of issue where you really need to have coworkers that know each other. You need to have active managers and active leadership. And then again, issues with authority, narcissism there with Bellino. Again, we just get to really getting down to that first line of defense and different types of, and narcissism, I do want to say this, just because someone is narcissistic doesn't necessarily mean that they're a bad individual, that they're going to commit some type of grave act. It just means that it's an indicator that something could occur. These are just indicators alone in, amongst other data that's important to have. It's very important to have context. Sort of highlighted the risk indicators, but then also integrated different things, like I mentioned in the beginning of the presentation, different types of, monetary loss, impact to stock. Executives are concerned about organizational reputation and how will, if we have, obviously they're concerned with loss of life, but that's something that's very hard to measure, right? So unfortunately, it's not very tangible. They're more concerned with if you tell them, hey, we will lose 50% of our stock price, or these are impacts that have occurred throughout our industry, or maybe a competitor who may have experienced this type of incident in the past. So case studies, I think people, in my opinion, I've done some research into adult learning methodology, and we tend to learn better from case studies as adults, different types of examples. So I would just take that type of approach.